I just handled the rare silver dollar, which was not this. Sometimes you ask people, what's the rare silver dollar? Oh, the 1794. No, that's the first one made. The rare silver dollar.
Surfer, I think I'm your best friend. Balances in your bank instead. Mike, it's great to be here again with you. I'm excited to talk to you and have you share with us with some of the coins that you've sold, as well as a collection of coins you have in front of you. Mm-hmm. I'd love to better understand, what your thoughts are on some of these collectibles. Why would you buy it? Why would you maybe not buy it? Mm-hmm. What can someone do if they have one of these? How can they get help from you on advisory from, understanding what might be the next step in their journey of collecting?
Yeah, not a problem. I think it's always good to start with probably the most popular series, which is the Morgan Silver Dollar series. There's 104 dates that make up the series. And so we find a lot of people start buying Morgan dollars because they're big, they're beautiful, and for those that can afford it, it can be a very challenging and very expensive journey. But this is a great series. It's very popular. You have a big audience, so it's desirable. They're liquid. Morgan dollars come in three basic categories, actually four, but three basic categories, the process of which they were made. The very first few that came off the conveyor belt, so to speak, as they were struck, are going to have the deep mirror proof-like finish. So the dies were brand new, fully polished, and so you have a more shiny, deeper struck coin. And the deep mirror proof-likes, which are graded as such, this coin is graded by PCGS as a 65 deep mirror proof-like. And then as the process goes on, they're not as deep mirror proof-like, so they become just proof-like, and then ultimately just the mint state, or just an MS65 or MS65 proof-like or MS65 deep mirror proof-like. In fact, Silvano is going to be writing a book soon on deep mirror proof-likes because those are the most desirable. They're the best looking coin, they're more rare, there's fewer of them. So depending on one's budget. This coin happens to be a $7,000 coin that I'm holding. And of course, this has the additional grading service of CAC. And when you see a coin that's already been graded and has this green bean, as they refer to it as, that means another independent service reviewed the coin and they think it's above average for the grade. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it's above 5. It's probably more like a 7 or an 8. It's not yet the next grade. It's not an MS66 deep mirror proof-like. This is above average deep mirror proof-like. And a lot of people today, that's all they want. They want PCGS graded coins with a CAC sticker already on them because they already know they're well above average and that's the finest quality for the category that they're pursuing. But, as you get up to some of the rare dates, they can be a lot more expensive. But the good news is about Morgan dollars is you can start in the $1,000 price range and up. You can even start with lower than $1,000, but, they're very affordable. They're beautiful coins. And they can be a fun project for those that are in a position to take advantage. And then this is another Morgan dollar, and you go, ooh, wait, what's all that color on the coin? That's referred to as toning. In this case, this is rainbow toning. Some coins can be darkly toned, where they don't have all these iridescent colors on them. And that's basically, in the old days, we didn't have PCGS holders and acrylic cases to put them in. So coins were kept in burlap bags or envelopes or, various items, and they had a chemical reaction to the silver, or silver had a chemical reaction to the whatever they were kept in. And so over time, comes the toning. In fact, Buddy Ebsen is a famous collector of silver coins that were all rainbow toned, iridescent blues and green. So a lot of people don't like those. Some people do. Some people want the nice, bright silver coin. So there's variations of those. And we're in a very exciting time. As you know, gold prices have hit all-time highs a few times. Silver prices, took a while to kind of come along for the ride. And now silver's, nearing or came close to $40 an ounce this past week. And we've seen 50 twice. So it looks like, things are progressing. And this is all enclosed. As metals go up, coin prices and coins become more popular and people are looking at tangible assets as a way to diversify the portfolio. We'll go into a few gold coins here now. This is considered the most beautiful coin the U.S. government's ever made because of the design. Standing Lady Liberty. This is the $20 St. Gaudens design, which has Lady Liberty standing on the front and the American Eagle on the back. And because it was such a popular design in the old days, the current new modern gold coins called the Gold American Eagles copied this design as a remake. They had to change the eagle on the back so it wasn't quite the same. And it's obviously a smaller coin. It's an ounce of gold. But yeah, because of the design, now we have the Gold American Eagle. But $20 St. Gaudens are a very popular series for gold. You can acquire common date coins in mint state quality, like mint state 62 grade, and you're still right around the price of gold. So you have a coin that's almost an ounce of gold that they did away with back in 1933. The executive order was Roosevelt said, you can no longer hold your gold coins. You have to turn them in or risk going to jail. So a lot of people, hung on to them. A lot of them left the United States, went to Europe. And so, this is a very popular, desirable series. You can get into very rare dates. As I said, the 1933, which was the last year, they were not supposed to make those, but they did make a couple, and a couple got out. And the story goes, one gentleman had it for $7 million and sold it at auction, and it just traded hands for 18.9. And let me tell you, the person that owns it knows he's going to do well down the road. It's a very rare coin and very popular coin. That's the $20 St. Gaudens. This is the earlier series of the same denomination, the $20 gold piece, but in the $20 Liberty, which is a much longer series, 1849 to 1907. So you have more common years where they made more and more survived. Then you get into slightly scarcer dates, and then you get into very rare dates. But this is just another way to go. $20 St. Gaudens, $20 Liberties. Very few people try to do the whole set. That's very expensive. I have one customer in almost 40 years of doing this who is doing the whole set. In fact, he has 3 dates to go, to have one of every year, every example, every year, every mint mark. San Francisco, New Orleans, Denver, Philadelphia mint. Quite a series, quite a challenging series. But he's been doing it for 40 years. Smaller denominations. Here you have the $10 Indian. These were made with the St. Gaudens, so let's say the year 1908. But here again, you have a 1932 $10 Indian. This one's graded mint state 65 with a plus sign next to it, which means PCGS says it's above average, and then you got the confirmation of the CAC stickers that confirms it's above average. Very desirable. That's a $7,200 piece. And then here we have the $5 Indian, slightly smaller in design. This is a 1911. Again, MS65 plus sign, green sticker on it. That's a $15,000 coin. So that gives you a little bit of an example, just for fun. Here's one of the first series of the $5 series made when these were being made. The first gold coin made was in the year 1795. And from there, they made a $10, a 5, and a 2.5. We didn't make $20 gold pieces until the year 1849. But these are popular because they're 200 years old, so they're quite challenging to both collectors and investors. A lot of these coins were melted down shortly after they were made because the gold was worth more than the face value of the coin. And back in those days, a $5 or a $10 piece carrying around in your pocket was a lot of money. So it wasn't practical back in those days. So this is a fun and challenging series to invest in. And when you get one that old with a green sticker on it, that's a pretty good coin. So that's just a little bit of an example of what we brought. But yeah, we handle copper, silver, gold, lots of other series such as patterns. A lot of people don't know what a pattern is, but when they were going to make this particular coin that was going to be in silver, the government would experiment in off metals. So they'd make them in aluminum or copper. even though it was going to eventually be in silver. The ones that are really valuable are the ones that were made in gold that were supposed to be intended eventually in a gold coin. Those are extremely rare. I handled a 1865 $20 gold piece. They only made 2 of in gold. One's in the Smithsonian, and we handled the other one, which is now around the $5 million coin. So there's lots of different series depending on the collector's interest, what intrigues them. There's a lot of great books out there you can acquire to read up on the subject. I didn't bring it, but a fun book I like to give out to some of my clients is the Big Coffee Table, the 100 Greatest U.S. Coin Book, which are the coins that are voted by all the top experts. These are the rarest 100 American coins. If you can buy a coin in that book, you're doing pretty good. I just handled the rarest silver dollar, which was not this. Sometimes you ask people, what's the rarest silver dollar? Oh, the 1794. No, that's the first one made. The rarest silver dollar is an 1870s seated Liberty dollar, because when they made them, nobody knew they made them. And there's less than 12 known that exist, and we didn't find out about an 1870s dollar until after the year 1900. So those are quite rare and in the top 100 U.S. coin book. And we just handled the King Farouk of Egypt specimen that belonged in the Palace collection that was sold back in 1964 in London. So that was a fun coin. I was very proud to handle that, and now I have a client that owns it. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot of great things and fun things to talk about, a lot of history. I've been privileged to handle collections like this is a complete 1880 proof set where the gentleman that started this put together the penny through the silver coins, all the gold coins that make up the series. So the penny all the way up to the $20 gold piece. He put together one of the finest grades of each of these coins. They were all PCGS, and they were all CAC certified. Took decades to put that set together. Then he decided to add the $4 Stellas, which makes it even. Anyway,
so Mike, looking at that, these are awesome. Where, at what level could someone get started? So, some people may hear the big numbers and go, okay, that's not me. But, I think there's a lot of people that are collecting that may have, a couple, say, St. Gaudens to maybe they have a dozen of them. Or they're considering, hey, I've got all this bullion, but I want to get into doing some of the collectibles. Sure. At what point can I get started with you guys?
Again, probably under $1,000, you could start acquiring. I mean, there's no question you can acquire numismatic coins that are old, no longer made. Those are a collectible, okay? And it just depends on the individual's budget. So maybe they might start to think, I could afford $1,000 a month. Or maybe I save up and every 3 months I buy a $3,000 coin, or whatever the scenario might be. But it can be done for just about any pocketbook. So there is no minimum and certainly no maximum.
Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is put your information down below so that people can reach out to you and get in contact with you. And Mike, I want to thank you again for
My pleasure.
For chatting with us. And if you guys haven't done so, hit the subscribe and bell icon so you don't miss our next video with Mike and Tangible Investments. And until next time, peace out.
Have a great day.